like I say, a lot of people would wonder, well, what gives me the right? Who am I? And like I say, I am the true and real Lucifer Star, leader of White Star Lines, the White Star Lines Company, mining and shipping, owner of Belfast and basically the Titanic, the Leviathan, the Lusitania, certain ships, and also a fleet of submarines, and of course also the Vickers jet, basically. White aircraft, white battleships, white ships, basically. Also the owner of the Star mining operations around the world. Like I said, many people know of the Star Mines. That's my last name, Lucifer Star. So anyway, that was my right and my privilege. Like I said, I had invested and also at some point in time also offered up basically a deal where I would invest a certain amount of my own material and own people and stuff like that, and basically take ownership of those mining operations, or a percentage. Not really. They would get more, and I would get more too. My plus theirs, blah blah blah. Where it was an equal opportunity, where we're both, they're getting a little bit more, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so basically, from Germany to America, I worked out the deal to where it was adequate and amicable for everyone. Basically, like I said, I have right as basically your creator and namer of America, but I didn't like to just say, hey, look, step aside, I'm coming through. I didn't, I felt that was wrong and would be unfair. And so, like I say, that's one of the things about Lucifer Star. Me, basically, I'm always fair and amicable, and basically, everybody wins, pretty much. And like I would say many a time back in the past, basically, you give me 10 years and I'll give you your future. You know, like I said, people of Belfast, people in America, people in China, people around the world, basically, would follow my advice as far as research, technology, and science, and also higher and higher production and schooling, public education. Like I said, the whole idea of public education and trying to keep kids in school and stuff like that, and also Christmas and other things. Benefits. Basically just also working on road projects and stuff like that, and basically fleshing out pretty much what is our civilization. A little bit here, a little bit there. Basically, collaborative operations. Where Germany basically collaborates with other countries. As far as giving out information and research. This is that, that is this. And this is how you do things. Blah blah. So other countries could get to become on their feet as well. Like I said, technically all I really wanted was basically America. Although technically I owned Germany and Poland, but it's like, and I also did stuff like the Transcontinental Railroad in Russia and stuff like that. But it's like, well, my love is to build. Like I said, my joy was to build. I love to build. I love to invent. That's where my life is. That's where Lucifer Star lives. Is in doing the new thing, doing the next biggest thing. Paving the future. That was my. That was my. That was what I enjoyed. I enjoyed being, that person. The person that could snap his fingers and get 1,000 ships to turn around and start doing things. Well, not really that, but I mean also epic builds and stuff like that. And uplifting, giving hope, giving getting people to have faith, raises, more wages, and just seeing civilization climb. That's what I was. White Star Lines, big beautiful ships. Lights on, lit cities, cities of light. Beautiful roads, fresh water, fresh clean water, happy children, seeing happy children play in the streets and be happy, feeling safe with hope. That's what I wanted. And I think a lot of other people felt the same way. Anyway, yeah. And also my silly projects as far as like digging into volcanoes or digging into old volcanoes or digging into my mountains and stuff like that. Like I said, there are many projects and lots of things like dropping a whole 3 miles of a shoreline basically into the sea. and then filming the tidal wave and stuff like that. So, also some epically huge nuclear explosions, trying to get matter to shove together. Like I said, I wanted my people to start working on doing an inward explosion, an explosion which collapses inward. Where you start from the outside, because all explosions are going out, and I wanted my people to start working on making an explosion that went inward, to compress matter even more. Because I had this theory that maybe something interesting could happen if you could compress it more than it could possibly. Like, what happens if you compress matter more than it can possibly be compressed? Anyway, I had this theory, or this idea. So, anyway, like I said, nobody had ever seen it. Nobody had ever even, thought of it or whatever. I'm not exactly sure, but I had this idea of I wanted to get an explosion to go to the center, and see what would happen if you could compress matter than it could possibly be compressed physically. I had a theory. Anyway, and that was the basis of the 1812 explosions, and also pretty much what nuclear bombs are. Compressing matter more than it can possibly be compressed. Anyway, so I'm not sure about the rest, and like I said, scientists worked on it, and all kinds of other people, and my followers and my people like that, basically. And from Germany, like I said, Nixon or JFK, they could only unite half or a third of the peoples. I could unite everyone from Germany to Mexico to America to Alaska to even the far reaches of the zombie tribe. Like I said, far, far long ago, thousands or millions of years ago, basically the zombie tribe was pretty much one of the groups I was helping, one of the groups I was kind of leading. So I could even get them on board, basically, as Lucifer Star. Everyone knew my ships. Everyone knew my people. And basically I had been around for a very, very long time. And like I said, I could also bring to the table exoskeletons and 1.5 life forms, which you found the mummies of, and the skeletons of the 1.5s. Anyway, the life forms that basically created the dinosaurs. So, unlike Nixon or JFK or Clinton or Trumpy, I could bring everyone together. More than just the human race. So, as the builder and owner of the LSF-A colony ship, and I could even bring other life forms that had, like I said, because I had been a star builder as well. I had built the big fusion reactors that you see every day. Lots of other life forms for thousands or millions of years, long after technically long after the human race had died, or would have died. Basically, life forms would grow up in the sunlight of basically my suns and my stars and my planets. So I could bring, a lot of life forms would eventually, maybe someday, realize, that somebody had built their stars, or the planets that they existed on. So I could possibly even bring those life forms to the table as basically being the star builder and basically Lucifer Star, the creator of so many life forms. So anyway, that was the difference between me and basically everyone else. And that's why there's only one Lucifer Star. Me. Brian. So that's why America, that's why the Constitution, and plus my laws and my Constitution and my fair enforcement and my court systems and my contracts and everything else, basically, it was a 360-degree, very well thought out government plan, as well as civil government and other ways where they could vote. Everybody, it's equal opportunity, equal voting, where, it could actually have a life of its own. Like I said, I spent easily 6 months or a year or a long time thinking about the American government and how it would work and how it could become destabilized, and all the intricacies, and then also inventing or designing the military government on top of that. And also, like I say, your civil rights and other little things. So it took me a very long time. And at one point in time, I was the most proud of basically my invention of the American government, as well as the human race. So anyway, it gets all complicated as basically all that. So anyway, now I finally get to tell you in these messages, not that anybody probably will pay attention or even know. So, and like I said, I could also bring to the table the Panama Canal project as well, as that was one of my projects, to harness a river. So anyway, like I said, the real Lucifer Star, creator of spindly circular spoked with curved spoke wheels and all that other stuff. Basically, horseshoe person as well as stagecoaches and everything else in between. So anyway, like I said, microwaves and other things like that, and even like the CB radio and all that. Not really. Somewhat, but like I said, my love was mostly mechanical, steam power and other things. As we got into more electronic things, that's where I was like, you know, and I basically was like, well, it's up to the people now. It's up to my life forms. You know, I designed the governments and the structures and everything else, and you know, anyway though, but technically also, you know, other people moved to make me more than just more than just a person or more than just whatever, and that was up to them, and that was their choice. So, and which I believe they did do. So, anyway, and that's your explanation of everything. Anyway, oh well, good luck with that. So.